good enough.
Cool.
I think. I might go to normal exhaust, see if that makes a difference.
Yeah, probably.
Or even quiet.
Yeah, do quiet. We can turn our air. I don't know what the air is on, but if you want to go down.
It's 1. That should be fine.
Yeah,
you can always do the
sweaty
the
like
SWAS.
Demon 10.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got ACC.
SWAS blasters.
SWAS blasters. What is that?
If you get like swassy, sweaty ass. It's a good way to intro.
Turn right on State Route 60
yeah,
East.
Swalsy. Oh, this is going to be fun. Maybe I should leave it in sport to pull out on this highway. This is episode 236 of the Hooniverse Podcast, and I am in a 28 Mustang, Ford Mustang GT with Jason Fenske.
What's up, guys?
Engineering Explained.
EE.
Woo! That's how you pull on the highway and get arrested. Oh, shit! I need to change that mount.
Half a mile. Continue straight on I-10 East.
It's wide enough. So that's what the dash looks like if you slam into it. And I'm gonna let the navigation play because we're both driving out to Palm Springs. Well, one of us is driving, one of us is riding. We're going to drive the new Subaru WRX.
In 1,000 feet.
RA.
Yeah.
Continue straight.
Couple more letters.
What do you think? Are you interested? Are you excited? You're a Subaru guy.
Continue straight
Am I a
on
Subaru
I-10.
guy?
Kind of.
So this is the danger with just buying two. I purchased two Subarus, so I guess that makes me a Subaru guy, yeah. But like, here's the thing: I like to think that there are good cars and bad cars.
Continue straight for 20.
That's what I like to say. Whether or not that's true, I perhaps do have my own biases. I'm sure I do. But
Right.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, I'm more excited about the BRZ TS. Purely because they're going to have Michelin PS4S tires on it, and so it's going to have grippy tires, which, like, it's going to be a change for it, because traditionally the tires on it are
The Primacies.
mediocre, and they let you play, they let you get a little
Yeah, I actually like those tires.
Yeah, and that's...
for dumb reasons.
Yes, exactly. And so I'm actually curious to see what it's going to be like, because now it's going to have good grip. It probably won't be as easy to be playful with, but perhaps on the track, which is where we're going, thermal, it'll be a lot of fun because it's got that additional grip. So that's what I'm hoping is the case, and we'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I think it'll be fun to have that focused BRZ that can just really crush a good track day. I'm really curious though on the STI Type RA if, I mean, $50,000.
I am curious to hear about the justification for that.
I'm shocked that we're in a $45,000 Mustang. That to me is too much.
Yeah.
Even though this is a really good car.
And this engine is from 2011, you know, updated since, versus the STI's engine, which is from 2004 and slightly updated since.
Yeah, and every, like, Subaru fanboys, and I'm not lumping you in here, Subaru fanboys love Subaru, and they hate that the STI engine hasn't evolved, because like other types of, there's so much good competition now. Like if you lump in a Golf R or a Focus RS, stuff like that, there's so many good options out. The upcoming Veloster N is interesting. I don't know if it's going to be a direct competitor, but
yeah, I don't think it'll be, but maybe for the WRX, I mean, you might cross-shop that with the WRX, because it's got, you know, similar power, a little bit more power, a little bit more torque, front-wheel drive.
Right.
Yeah, that car actually does look pretty fun, and it's hard to. I thought the price gap between the WRX and the STI currently is very difficult to justify.
Right.
And now, like, if you were to get a limited edition, which there's only 500 of them, so part of it is that you're getting a limited edition vehicle, but the justification to go from a $25,000 to $30,000 WRX and spend 20 to 25 grand more for an STI is challenging to justify in my head.
And the WRX is pretty good in its current iteration.
Yeah, the engine is good. It has a much better torque curve than the STI does. You get into boost sooner. You can have more fun with it sooner. So, and they're very similar from an acceleration standpoint. Perhaps not top speed, but who cares about top speed?
Right, right. We're never going to reach those top speeds.
So.
Everybody wanted to get around me, and then nobody wanted wants to get faster than me. It's fun. California highways are very fun. So let's talk a little bit about who you are and what you do, because you've never been a guest on this podcast. You've been on our friend Matt's podcast, The Smoking Tire. Engineering Explained. How long ago did you start that?
June of 2011, so 6.5 years ago.
I think I started watching like a year ago, and you were at 750,000, and now you're at 1 million more than that.
Not quite. So last year, at the December of 2016, I say last year, it's 2018, so 2 years ago, December of 2016, I hit 1 million. And then the past year, 2017, I gained about 500,000, which is certainly a good growth rate.
It's amazing. I mean, it just shows that if you put out specific content and you clearly know what you're talking about, people are going to respond, which is why I don't know what I'm talking about with cars and why I have 35,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel.
I don't know if that's necessarily true about the part of knowing what you're talking about, because there are...
You fake it well, then.
I won't point to specific channels, but there are definitely channels which provide content which could be highly inaccurate and is still highly viewed.
That's really mean to say about Motor Trend. That is really mean. Just kidding, Johnny. Sorry. So are you an actual engineer?
So I did go to school for engineering. Yes, I feel like that question is awkward in its current state. So I went to school for engineering. I worked as an engineer for a forklift company, Heister Yale. They make things go up and down, big things, heavy things. And then I quit, and now I just make YouTube videos. So that was 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago that I quit. And I find it challenging when people ask, like, are you an engineer? Like, yeah, that's what my background is in, but I just make YouTube videos. So it's not like I'm engineering things.
No, but right. What's the crazy guy from England who actually builds things, but he's not an engineer?
Oh, Colin Firth.
Yeah, that guy's amazing.
Yeah, he was a plumber.
Right.
He is amazing. I actually got him to do a little collaboration on my channel for celebrating, I don't know what I was celebrating. Oh, it was an April Fool's video, and he just has a cucumber and just like holds it out the window and makes it like an air, like it's a spaceship or something. It's like, brrr. It's like really pointless, super silly, but I thought it was a nice collaboration. His wife was like giving birth, and I was like, hey, could you do a quick collaboration, just shoot over a quick video for April Fool's this year? He's like, I think my wife's like about to give birth. I was like,
Police reported ahead.
Don't worry about it.
Right.
Like, don't spend any time on it. And he's still like with his kid, like.
So a nice guy.
In your present, yeah, super nice guy. Was like, oh yeah, I'll shoot a video for you real quick and send it over, and it was hilarious.
That's amazing. I have another very random YouTuber realm thing. Like everybody says, like, oh, I'm a YouTuber. I don't consider myself a YouTuber just because I don't have as big of a follower base, even though I do mostly YouTube these days.
On it,
yeah,
so that's kind of the requirement, I guess.
So I was back east for the holidays, and we were talking about things like, because it's the holidays, we're talking about how you get older and things make you oddly emotional. Like I joked when my daughter was first born, there was this State Farm commercial that I was like, oh, you sons of bitches, like, because it was about a father and a daughter growing up, sort of like right time. So I had just seen this video, and I never really watched this guy before, Casey Neistat, who has 8 million followers. He's like a king of YouTube.
Following.
My father-in-law, who's like 65, retired mechanic, he's like, oh, I know Casey. I'm like,
everybody knows him.
What the fuck are you talking? No, knows him. Like, knows him. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I stopped and I said it, I think verbatim to my father-in-law. What the fuck are you talking about? And my wife's mom comes out too. She's like, Casey, he's so nice. I'm like, what are you talking about? So apparently, Casey, I'm gonna lead up to this random story. Casey, who 8 million subs on YouTube, he is from the New London area, and my wife's family's from like Westerly, Ashway, Southern Rhode Island, Connecticut. He didn't finish high school, which is something he always regretted, and then his son, who's now in college, or graduated college, he had a kid when he was young, his son graduating high school was like this amazing thing for him, which makes sense. So they held a party in New London. My wife's mom has a side business where she plans parties. They planned this party, and it started raining, and so they had to rush a tent out, and my father-in-law helped Casey and his friends like get the tents in place. So they know Casey Neistat. They know one of the biggest YouTubers. And I'm sitting there like dumbfounded of how small small world it is, but also like, fuck, like, do you think you could get him to do something for my channel? Because that would be huge.
Just mention it for
like
half a second.
So now I watch some of this guy's videos now, because he did some inspirational holiday video, which was actually really good.
Yeah, I think he got, like, one of the things, I don't actually know the history of it, but one of the things that, like, went super viral on his channel was, like, he did a thing with Nike, and Nike's like, hey, we're going to give you a bunch of money. I think it was Nike. We're going to give you a bunch of money. And he's like, okay, like, I'm literally going to spend all of it on the video, like one video. Like, I'm not going to actually get anything, but I'm going to get this wonderful experience of traveling the world. Oh, wow. So he traveled the world with Nike, like, on Nike's time, but didn't, like, keep any of the money for himself, just used it to travel and do amazing things.
It's pretty awesome.
And then it is. And then, like, posted this video, and it's a really cool video of him, like, going around the world. And it was like, yeah, it was like, you know, it was motivating. It was like, yeah, like, we need to go out and explore and live life and have fun and not just, like, I don't know, buy stocks or something.
Right. No, that's a good way to spend someone else's money, is to go live your life, for sure.
Yeah.
Nice, that's good. So you've been cranking out videos for a while now. You have a hell of a following.
6.5 years, 2 videos a week. Maybe it'll stay at 2 videos a week.
See, it's amazing that 2 videos a week even feels low these days with how much some of the vloggers are doing, cranking out 4 videos a week.
I know.
And I do like 1 maybe every other week at this point, just because it's a time suck for me to create some of these. I tried to create a more vloggy style to surround the more heavy production videos, and I did good for 1 week where I put out 4 videos, and then I was like, I can't fucking do that every week.
Right. Well, that's like Farrah. Like, if you talk with Farrah about, like, one takes, it's like, dude, it burns you out. And it's like, I completely understand that. Like, it was
also just brilliant for him to switch to those.
Yeah.
The people loved him. They really ate them up. It blew his channel up even more. And he's also, he's super burnt out, so he's really glad. He is so pumped to be doing watches. Yeah. And his garage is almost finished. And then when he got to do the boats, I even told him my favorite one take he ever did was the first boat one when they were all on vacation. And then boat people started reaching out, do you want to come drive my 60-foot? That was amazing. So let's talk about what's in your garage, because you have a good enthusiast garage, I think.
It's decent. The colors are bright. So I have a hyper blue 2016 Subaru Crosstrek, and then I have a spa yellow 2002, or maybe it was called Indy Yellow. I forget which. I'm sure people get mad at me for not knowing. Honda S2000, 2002, so the Ep.1, 9,000 RPM. Which actually my video today was just about how do engines hit 9,000 RPM.
You gotta do the triple YouTube. Go smash that like button, subscribe. You gotta be. I watch this shit. Like, see, I'm 37. I can't do this.
The awkward Colbert exits where, wow, what a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of like Colbert clips online, and they all end with, wow, what a cliffhanger.
Perfect. Yeah.
Press subscribe to get the next video.
Smash that like button. So that you've been showing some good projects on the Honda, especially like with the decibel meter, and then those crazy people let you borrow. What was it, a $50,000
Fleer? They were super kind to me, and they let me borrow this $50,000.
Police reported ahead.
Actually got it from Adam Savage was using it, the dude from Mythbusters, and then they're like, yeah, Adam Savage is using it right now, but we'll get it to you afterwards. It was like,
you're like, can he sign it?
Yeah, exactly.
Can he send me something?
And so then I got that in, and I did a ton of videos with it, and unfortunately, like, I think the initial shock was all lost based on the one video that I filmed with my cell phone thermal camera, which was crap quality, but everyone was like, okay, we're done with thermal cameras at this point. So I did a burnout with my S2000 with the thermal camera, and it's like super cool to see the rubber like melting, getting super hot, and then just flying off the tire. But then I thought, like, surely if something goes viral, it's going to be a thermal burnout video with like super high resolution.
Nothing. It's crazy how the video that you think is going to do well sometimes tanks, and then the other one you're like I'll put out a video, I'm like, oh my god, people are going to love. I finally got my hands on the NSX. You're going to put a lot of time and effort into this one, and like it does okay, and then I'm still getting views from, well, Rugged Ridge, which everybody knows, but I'm still getting like a Volvo, I think it was just an XC90 video. You're like, oh my god, this is perfect, I love it. But it's that, because that one is car shoppers.
Yes, exactly.
They don't give a shit about the McLaren 720. They care about the XC60, the XC90.
It is true, yeah. Like supercars seem like the thing that would sell views, but they really don't.
Right.
It's really like what do consumers want if you're in that like review space. Other thing that's interesting, like when you talk about like not predicting what's going to happen, and I've had cases where it's like, okay, I spent a ton of effort, I put it out, I think it's this
Police
amazing,
reported
like,
ahead.
for my standards, like normal production quality, and then like the next one is like me in front of a whiteboard and I do a little bit of math, like basic math, and it's like, yes, like we love that whiteboard math video, and it's like, that's great, like it's super cool, but it's like the amount of effort, like that video was thought of, like researched, filmed, edited, and uploaded all within 24 hours.
This is a better exit, sorry.
That's good.
Hopefully it'll go. I don't think you guys have enough angle to see the just cut across 4 lanes of traffic at 90. All the lanes. So yeah, that was fun. Shit, I just lost my train of thought because Waze was about to betray me. This is a great road, by the way.
For 8 minutes to West Racket Club Road.
That no cops are going to be on it. If any of you have ever driven into Palm Springs, I just took the 111 off the 10, and it kind of does a little bit of a wind, and then it is straight, and it's for California decent shape because it's the high desert. If you have a
Compared to engineering, it is like an anti-stress remedy. Like
Yes.
it is soaking in the sun at a beach every day compared to like being a real engineer. And I respect the hell out of like the actual engineers out there who design these cars, and then like I just sit in it and talk about what I like and don't like. And sometimes I do feel bad like saying I don't like something when it's like I couldn't have done better.
Sure.
So like who am I to say? But someone else out there can do better, so that's my job to say.
Well, it's funny because the guy who co-hosts Hooniverse with me his day job is an engineer.
Okay.
He's a biomedical engineer.
Yeah.
And he actually, his job's, I mean, that's, so he's the smart one. And I'm the one who does the dumb shenanigans on video.
As far as like, I don't know, like when people ask that question a decent number, like where do you see yourself in 5 years, or like what's your future plan? And it like, it sounds boastful when I like give my response, but my response is like I'm doing what I love.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's hard to get that in life, period. Like
Right.
where, okay, like it would be really cool if I drove cars, made videos about it, and just did like what I want to do and talked about what I want to talk about. Like that sounds ideal. And that's essentially what's happening right now is I get to drive cool cars, I get to talk about cool technology, I get to learn about these cars from engineers. I was just at, with Mazda for the HCCI or SPCCI engine, learning about how it works. So like learning that information and then translating it and teaching it. Teaching is like what brings me joy, and YouTube allows me to do that. So it's like, yeah, if this can keep on riding out, I'm going to keep on riding it out.
Yeah.
And when I have to adapt, I have to adapt.
Sure. That makes sense. I mean, that's a doesn't feel like a boastful answer at all. That's perfectly fine. It's kind of, yeah. I would say I'm in a similar boat, smaller boat. But yeah, I'm working on things to help figure out the direction for where this silly ride goes. And like you said, it's like sitting on a beach, but at the same time, it is 1,000% work.
Yeah, no, it is a ton of work. I work an extraordinary amount. Like it's not a 40-hour-a-week job.
Right. And we're not asking for people to be like, oh, woe is me. Like, no, that's not the case.
Yeah,
we know
exactly.
you trade positions, but it's still a shitload of work.
Yeah, no, it is. And video editing is extraordinarily boring.
Yeah.
Which I sometimes consider handing off, but I'm not going to.
That's actually one of my favorite. It's oddly one of my favorite parts.
Oh yeah, you enjoy that?
The hardest part for me is because when I'm doing one of the ones where it's a bit more production value,
Sure.
The hardest part for me is picking my music. That takes the longest at the beginning, and then once I have that, it sets a tone.
Yes.
And then I just start rolling from there. And then occasionally I'm like, fuck, all right, I'm done. I need to step away because you get into the monotony of lining up audio and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But once I'm finally sitting, clicking in the B-roll, and I've gotten into color grading a little bit, which is fun. So
yeah, that's cool. I think like the reason why I
Watch
don't
out,
enjoy
vehicle
it
stopped on
is
shoulder
because
ahead.
I am not an artistic person in any sense. Like, to me, the objective is always logical, and it's like, must teach how this works.
yeah.
And so it ends at that, and then it's like, well, why would I like make it fancy and beautiful? Like, that doesn't go to my brain.
In
And
2
I love
miles,
that other people
turn left
do,
on West
because
Racket
like
Club
my
Road.
style, if my style of shooting was normal, like internet videos would be awful.
Yeah, no. So there's something to be said for it. So I've scaled way back.
Yeah.
I don't bring the gear. I've sold some of my bigger, heavier duty gear. I'm shooting a lot more just on GoPros because the
Yeah.
GoPros have gotten so much better. Like they're actually usable now.
Yeah.
So I've scaled my effort back because the return isn't there for me.
Yes.
But I get excited if I got like a year ago, or was it a year or two ago? I think it was last year. Optima approached me thanks to Matt Farah. Couldn't do it, so he told them to go call out Reese to me, which was very nice of him. And they had the budget, an actual budget for what video should cost.
Yeah.
So I was super excited. I gave them 2 videos, like pre-production did. Hired another shooter to do B-cam, and like so that was like super awesome. But on my own videos, it's just like, nah, we need to put in as little effort as possible to still deliver a decent product. So if like
Matt Farah's channel proved that.
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Production quality is not return.
Yes,
Investment.
and a million other vloggers can return that.
Yeah.
Though I've been following this relatively new YouTuber because he gets a lot into the production side. He's a photographer, videographer named Peter McKinnon, and he was a photographer, a wedding photographer, big time photographer, and the stuff he does in the video side of it. And he's even teaches you occasional tricks he knows in Premiere that have just helped my workflow.
Yeah.
So that side of it has been impressive. I've employed some of his tricks, and he within a year he was at 1.2, 1.4, 1.5. Yeah, so he's like bromance now with Casey Neistat. Actually, they do videos together.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you know the channel Bleepin' Jeep?
No.
Okay, it's a dude named Matt, and he likes Jeeps. He's got a bunch of Jeeps. He does like
Turn
off-road
left on
stuff.
West Racket Club
He was a
Road.
wedding photographer prior to, like, that was his job, and then he was like, I guess I'll do like a Jeep channel, and
Really?
turned successful.
That's awesome.
So he builds Jeeps and does off-roading stuff, but all from a wedding photography background.
So it's probably, if he wants it to get pretty and artsy, he can.
Continue straight for 10 minutes to East Palm Canyon Drive.
That's nice. So what do you got? Anything interesting coming in the pipe that you can talk about video-wise? Or would you not like to reveal what's coming out?
I don't mind. I'm always behind. So like yesterday, I was finishing my video edit for this morning and then hoping that the hotel's upload speed was going to be fast enough to upload it. The montage, thankfully, had actually pretty solid upload speeds. So my 1 gig file only took like 30 minutes.
Damn.
So that was good. What's in the pipeline? Optima, you just mentioned. I'm doing a video with Optima on batteries, so like explaining the 3 different types of lead acid batteries.
Okay.
So there's like the traditional like box flooded lead acid, then there's like the spiral cell, and then there's the absorbed glass matte like box style. So I'm gonna do a video on that. Super nerdy.
People probably really dig the nerdier side of it because you do a good job of explaining it.
Yeah, that's the goal at least. The goal at least is to make it approachable, and like I think like education is pretty much like the most important thing ever. Like if everyone in society was educated, we would have far fewer problems. So if you can help educate masses in whatever subject, whatever people are passionate about, I think it's worth doing. So I try to make it so that it's not just like you have to be an ultimate car nut to get it, to understand what you're viewing. But the battery one, honestly, is going to be a little over the top for an average viewer, just because it's a bit technical. Yeah,
Optima probably wants it that way too.
Well, I like how it came out. It's going to be cool. Also, going to do one on Infiniti VC Turbo engine, which is going to be cool. Going to do one on Mazda's SPCCI engine, which will be super cool. They gave us so much information, so like,
I'm
I just
sure.
need to figure out how to boil it down into a more concise message.
That must have been one of the ones where the press conference is like, wow, we're still sitting here.
Yeah. Well, and it was like, okay, Jason has another question. Okay, Jason has another question.
No, that's when they go, okay, all our engineers will be at lunch, Jason.
Yeah.
You can ask them then.
That's exactly what happened. They're like, they'll be around later tonight. It's like, okay.
I usually ask no questions because I wait because I want to see if anybody's going to ask good questions, which is fine, or
Yeah.
like sometimes there are some terrible questions. It'll be like a non-sporty vehicle. I think I was at a Sentra launch. Someone's like, well, you're making a version called the Sport. Why aren't you offering that with a manual gearbox? They're like, it's really just a design trim, man. Come, like, give us a fucking break here.
I was at one, and I kind of enjoyed the question because it was honest, but they were just like, why is your fuel economy terrible? Because it was a vehicle that was like not supposed to have terrible fuel economy, and it did. And their question was just straight up, why is your fuel economy horrible? And then they just like awkwardly gave a really awkward PR response.
That's awesome.
It was like,
I would love to know
actually
who asked
fun.
them. I see. We're in Palm Springs, so we're going to see some good cars. There's just a good convertible back there. This is a good town for surviving vehicles. Actually, I was going to take the 74 Mercedes out here, but it is in the shop. Because we're recording this a day after the last one went on, and so whatever.
This probably has better interior audio quality than your Mercedes.
I don't know, because if the door seal and the window run channel are going to be fixed, then who knows? Because those Mercedes are tanks.
Okay.
I can't wait to see what that's going to be like. Without that fix, oh yeah, it would be
This
fucking
has
terrible.
300 more horsepower.
This has a bit more horsepower. Well, that's assuming mine still makes what it made from the factory, which it definitely does not.
So 460 more horsepower.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You haven't driven this one yet?
I have not. No.
It's really good. Like I hate saying good things about the Camaro because I just don't care for it. But the new Camaro is so good.
Oh, it's wonderful.
That I have to say good things about it.
Yeah, it is. It's wonderful.
That Alpha platform is brilliant. It makes it so good, and at every level of Mustang, there's a faster Camaro.
Yeah.
So there's nothing. So if you buy the Mustang, you're compromising the fact that you're going to lose out to a Camaro, which in the grand scheme doesn't matter. You're not racing your car.
But you can actually see out the front, like, pretty decent.
And I think the Mustang is better looking, but that's subjective.
Yeah, subjective.
And the 6th gen Camaro does look good.
Also, the screen is tilted down in the Camaro, which irritates me. People say they get used to it, but
this is a better ergonomic car.
Yes.
The exhaust note, that's again subjective. This car sounds great.
Yeah, I feel like a simple, like in my head, like version of which to choose is if you're just going on a track, like you're gonna have more fun in the Camaro. But if you're living with it, like the Mustang is a better car.
Yeah, and the real wild card, even though they don't even really compete anymore, is I'd get the Challenger. Even though it is the worst car of the three, if you could, but like as a general boulevard cruiser, I'll take the Uconnect system. I'll take the 485 horsepower Shaker Scat Pack one.
The Shaker is pretty cool, actually.
I actually would probably get a Charger, so it'd be easier for kiddo in the back. Though the car seat isn't in here anymore, but Sloan was enjoying this car, yeah, she'd be like, I'm seeing a ton of 18s on the road already, though, but those are probably all rental cars. Those are the California convertible rental version.
The Palm Springs rental experience.
Yeah, you're getting the Uber version of that. But no, this should be good too. I've never driven thermal. Well, you did for your Michelin thing, right?
Yeah, I was there with Michelin a year or so ago.
I've heard, talking to actually Farah about it, and he said it is a good track, but I've heard from other people that it is geared towards allowing wealthy people to go quickly, safely, which isn't a bad thing, but it's not overly technical.
To be honest, I don't remember it really well. I think it's fairly flat, and I hope I'm like right in remembering that, but I feel like that's the only thing that I kind of remember about it. I don't remember it being all that crazy. Like my first track experience was at Bowling Green, Kentucky, and like I remember it vividly. So maybe the fact that I don't remember it all that well kind of says something. I was driving the M4, and I remember enjoying it, but I don't remember the lap being all that wild or technical.
Yeah.
But maybe it is.
I think you're right. I don't think there is a ton of elevation there. So we'll see. Elevation does like just transform any
Yeah.
racetrack. So
That's fun.
right now, by the way, the exhaust is in quiet mode because we wanted to try to help the audio on the GoPro. But I'm gonna, just for the last little bit here, switch it into track. Nope, that was Sport Plus. There's track because you get the warning that it's only. So that's, I don't know if that's coming through on the GoPro and everybody in Palm Springs. What is he doing over there? But whatever, they can deal with it. So we just wanted to do a quick podcast on the road. 30 minutes is a good time for a quickie.
I appreciate you having me and picking me up and delivering me to Subaru.
Yes, no problem at all. It was on the way, and Subaru are good people, so I told them I would help them out. And if there were only a handful of journalists I would do that with. If it was like one of the old dinosaurs, I'd probably be like, yeah, you're gonna find a way to get him out there. But yeah, so thanks for saying words to camera, for making you work.
Yeah,
such hard work.
Trying to relax in Palm Springs here. You got this tough job that stresses me out.
Yeah. And the hotel we're going to, the Parker Palm Springs, is filled with. It's usually filled with basically people who think Coachella never ends. Like it's that hippie dippy style girl who just is always dressed and ready for Coachella.
Older hipsters? Do people live in Palm Springs?
No, they come out here. They stay at the Parker for girls' weekends, and then they go back to Newport Beach, Laguna Beach, and Hollywood, and all that stuff. So that's the hotel we're staying at. Cool. All right. Thanks, Jason. See you guys later.
Appreciate it.